mother used to beat me when I was a little child. I was sent to group homes.
All right, my name is Ask Pharmacist Tish, and I'm here in the beautiful city of Charlotte, North Carolina. And who do I have the pleasure of meeting today?
My name is Amanda Smith.
All right, nice to meet you, Amanda.
Nice to meet you also.
All right, so I've met you today, and are you homeless at the moment?
Right now I am homeless
Okay, and where were you born and raised?
in Charlotte, North Carolina.
So born and raised here.
Born and
Okay, all right.
But I just got finished with urban ministry,
Mm-hmm.
and right now I'm in the give me a place to stay.
Oh, okay.
It's a place at a house, church house,
Okay.
and I have ID and everything.
Okay, great. Okay, so how long have you been homeless?
I've been homeless since the 31st.
Okay, I mean like all together in your whole life?
Oh,
or?
I've been homeless. My mother used to beat me when I was a little child. At 11 years old,
Mm-hmm.
my mother used to hit me with a pool stick. We had a big pool stick, a pool table. And
Okay.
she used to hit me with the hard part of it, the thick part.
Okay.
And I used to go to school with big, hard, not something, red spots. And I went to the principal and I told him one morning, I said, my mother has been beating me with a pool stick. And I showed him everything, and yeah, I was sent to group homes.
Okay, so let's start over. So you had a mom and dad in the home, or just your mom?
My mother was there, but my father, Willie Mills, my father worked at Hope Haven for 25 years.
So you do know your dad, you have a good relationship?
Well, we do.
Okay.
We do.
And how many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have 2 brothers and 4 sisters.
Okay, and where are you?
Well, on my father's side, my father has 4 women, and I'm the second oldest.
Okay, got
And
you.
on my mother's side, she has 2 boys and 2 girls, and I'm the second oldest.
Okay, got you. So how was it growing up? Like, what kind of childhood did you have? Did you have a difficult childhood? I know you said your mom
well-
beat you at 11 with a pool stick. Did you have any abuse before then?
No, my mother, she cooked good. We had a nice house and everything. But when my mother used to get high, or whatever the case may be, she used to get to the point where she would beat me with a pool stick, the hard end. And the 2 boy and a girl, they twins. She used to ready with 3 switches and whoop it with a whatever you call it.
Okay. And you say your mom would get high?
Yeah, my mother, she does. But I've been away from my mother since I was 11.
Really? So how did that happen? Ever since that incident,
Yeah,
you told the
ever since that
principal?
incident.
And so in return, they sent you to a group home.
They did.
How was that on you?
Well, the group homes was good.
It was? Okay, so it was a good experience?
Yes, ma'am.
Because a lot of people, they say they have bad experiences,
No,
like,
they were good.
No.
I went to Elon Homes for Children. I've been to a lot of them.
how were your foster parents? Did you suffer any abuse or anything?
But I never made it that far. I've only went to group homes. I never received a foster parent.
Foster got you. Well, what about in the group homes? Did you have any abuse or anything that happened from
No.
other children, or?
No, I did not.
That's great.
It wasn't any abuse. It was a nice place.
Okay,
Just
great.
a single last on it.
Great. So how was high school for you? How were the high school years?
Well,
Did you go, were you like, what kind of teenager were you? Were you like to play out or
Well-
typical teenage stuff?
Well, I went to Spall Middle School.
Okay.
I went to Huntington Farms Elementary School. And for middle school, I went to Spall Middle.
Okay.
And when I got in high school, because I went to group homes, I went to 5 different high schools.
Oh, really?
Harding University, Garinger, West Meck, Northwest,
Okay.
and Butler.
Oh, so why did you go to 5 different high schools?
Because I was changed to different group homes.
And why did you change different group homes?
I can't remember why or what happened. Oh, I can't remember, ma'am.
Okay, that's fine. So did you finish high school?
No, ma'am, I did not.
What grade did you get to?
Well, I dropped out of high school and I went and got my GED. It's
Okay.
CPCC.
Oh, really? That's
I did.
excellent. How old were you?
If I'm not mistaken, I had to be, I can't remember. I have a metal plate in my head. which caused me to forget things.
Okay. Now, so you did graduate your GED.
I got my GED.
Okay, and you went to CPCC, which is like a community college in
Yes,
Charlotte.
ma'am.
Okay, that is excellent. That
Yes,
is so
ma'am.
excellent. And so, how did things started becoming? Do you have a substance use disorder?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
What kind of substances?
Now, when I used to run away from group homes. And
Why?
so-
I mean, you said it was great experience. So why did you run away?
Well, when I got to high school, I started skipping school, and I started hanging with other people, and because I skipped school so much,
Okay.
and then I moved with this girl. Her name was Keisha McDonald, and she allowed me to come and stay with her. So
Okay.
I left group homes at like 14 years old.
Okay, so you lived with your friend since you were 14.
Yes, ma'am, I did. And when I stayed with her, I started getting into drugs, snorting powder.
What kind of powder?
Powder, cocaine powder.
Okay, gotcha.
And then I started drinking alcohol.
Really?
I did.
Did you ever see your mom after that
No,
point?
ma'am, I did not.
When the last time you seen your mom?
The last time I seen my mother, it was a few years ago, and I went to my mother stays in Parker Heights.
Okay.
On Remount.
Okay.
And I went there, and I went up to her door upstairs, knocked on the door, and she didn't answer. I was tired, and I went to sleep right there. You know what my mother said when she opened the door and seen me?
What?
First thing she said to me was, "I don't see outside." And she said something really
Disrespectful
yes.
and hurtful.
Yeah, and which made me get up to the point. Well, I got up and I went up and I walked in by my building. Like she told me to come here now.
So you went to look for your mother. You found her. She didn't open the door.
No, I didn't find her. I went there because I wanted to come there. I want to come home, come inside.
How old were you then?
Now I can't remember, but I can't remember. I'm sorry.
Was it like teenage years or?
I was like in the 30s.
Oh, okay. And so you tried to. So basically, you forgave your mother. You wanted to see your mother. You forgive her?
Well, now one of the things that I have done, my mother has stayed away from me.
Okay.
I can't think of my mother one time when she came to where I was and said anything to me. I love you, come home, or anything. I've been away from my mother. She hasn't had any respect for me since I was 11 years old. My mother knew who I was. She never came to see me in the neighborhood. She never said I love you. She never said anything to me.
And how does that make you feel?
It doesn't make me feel anyway. I've got to the point where I accept that and I've moved on.
Good. That's
I
good.
love my mother, from a distance. But
Right.
at the same time, it's not like I go there to her home or like I feel welcome, hey.
Right. So you started using drugs at 14 years old and alcohol?
At 16 years old.
16 years old. So you think you did that because of the hurt from your mom?
No,
or?
ma'am. It was because I started with doing drugs and the woman who I was staying with. I was walking through the duplex and as soon as I walked to the room, Keisha was sitting on the floor and the first thing she did was pass me the stick.
Mm-hmm.
When she did that, I grabbed it and I hit it.
Mm-hmm.
And from that point on, it was on.
Wow, it was on.
It was on.
All right.
It was something that I enjoyed.
Wow. Okay. So have you ever done any 9-to-5 kind of work, or what kind of work have you done?
Well, I used to work at Pizza Hut.
Okay.
In Arboretum.
Mm-hmm.
I had another job, but I forgot the name of the restaurant. It was like a couple doors there.
Do you have any mental health issues?
Well, yes, ma'am. But
What kind?
I don't experience that any longer. Depression.
Mm-hmm.
But that was in the past.
Right.
I haven't cried in the past many years.
No bipolar disorder or
ma'am.
anything?
No, ma'am.
So you say you have a metal plate in your head. Why is that?
Now, 8 years ago, apparently I got into a truck.
Okay.
The result of the incident was a high-speed chase on the highway while I was hanging on to the door.
Okay.
Apparently, I slipped and fell. When I did, another car hit my head. I was in the hospital for 3.5 months.
Wow. You almost died.
Jesus Christ said no. I was in a coma for a month.
Okay.
I had feeding tubes. I had to get a shrink.
You have a metal. Can you see the metal plate in your head, or?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh wow. I heard it.
Yeah.
So you were in a high-speed chase?
Yeah. Well, I was in a truck.
Why were you in a high-speed chase?
I'm not sure how I even got in there.
Mm-hmm. Did you know the person who was driving, or were you?
No, ma'am, I don't. But it was on the news and everything.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. So you survived. So that means God have a purpose for you.
Of course he does. And they say I woke up out of the coma. He said, no. Well, man, wake up, get up.
Right. Well, so I see you have a scar. Did you like what happened to your face?
Oh, I used to fight a lot of. I fought a lot of women in the past years ago, and right here I was fighting 2 women, and I was beating both of them up. Now, please forgive me for the way that I say this, but I'm so undefeated that it's dumb. I can't think of not one female that has beat my butt,
Really?
and it's got to the point where, and for many years, no woman come to me and say nothing, or even because they know about my experience.
Right.
I had to get I was here right here with a dispenser. Then you pull the table right here, cut on the side, hit the back of the head with a hammer. You know,
Were you in prison?
no, this happened in the streets.
Hello. So this is while you were homeless.
No, ma'am, this is why I was running the streets.
Okay.
And, yeah.
Why were you running the streets? Were you selling drugs or?
No, man, when I was 16 years old and Keisha introduced me to crack cocaine, from that point on, I went to Lakeview, Ross Ferry Road.
What's that? What's Lakeview?
It's a neighborhood on Ross Ferry Road.
Gotcha.
And I got with this guy. He was so dope, and I smoked dope every day.
How did you get money to sell? To smoke dope. How did you get the money?
I used to prostitute.
Oh,
I
okay.
prostituted.
How old were you when you started prostituting?
Oh, I started when I was 16.
And how were the Johns? How did they treat you?
Well, they always treated me correctly.
Really? So you
Yeah.
did the service. They give you money, and everyone
Yeah,
did.
of course. You not nothing after. But whenever I meet these Johns, I saw them, and I was handling my business, and apparently they liked it because they liked they passed me. And I was, and I'm so thankful and grateful that I'm so HIV negative, STD negative.
Right.
All of my organs inside of my body are A-OK.
Right. Yeah, because you just went to the doctor. Now you just went to the hospital, right? Because what's wrong with your leg?
Apparently,
I guess.
I was driving this man's Jeep, and because he didn't want to drive, and so I was driving. I didn't have a license.
Okay.
And we was on a highway, and a 18-wheeler, I believe he hit us on the side or something. And when it happened, I came from the driver's seat to the trunk.
Okay.
Now he was in the passenger seat. He was underneath the like on the ground.
Did he survive?
He survived.
Okay. So
Now, in the wheelchair, he was parked on the side.
Okay.
But I'm so thankful and grateful that Jesus Christ didn't say no. He said, I'm not ready for it. Come on now.
Right.
And I was in the trunk, and the ambulance came there, and the police came there. They got me out of there. The police was there. They knew I ain't had no license, anything. And they didn't take me to jail for doing that.
Right. So are you still prostituting?
No, ma'am.
When did you end that?
Well, now I've been here every ministry since for 3 weeks.
Okay.
So since I can't, one of the things that I don't do over here is walk the streets, wave at cars,
Right.
try to prostitute.
Are you still using crack cocaine?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Okay. How do you pay for it?
Well, I can't remember, ma'am, how I get money. It's like I can't remember, ma'am. Like someone like prostitutes will come on the street and I'll stop and get the money. But it's not like that, get money and get high.
How old were you when you stopped prostituting? What made you stop?
Well, 3 weeks ago, my sister came and put up on me on Rossford Road. She said, "Man, it's time for you to get yourself together."
Oh, so your sister did?
Yeah.
How old are you now?
I'm 35.
Okay, wow. Okay, you're very young.
And my sister put up on me. My grandmother has my 3-year-old daughter. Her name is Amelia.
So you have children. How old are your children?
My son, Artavion, is 16.
Okay. How many children do you have?
2.
Okay, and you have how old is your daughter?
My daughter, Amelia, is 3 years old.
Oh, so you have a baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, my son, Artavion, he was born with crack cocaine in his system. They gave me a year to get myself together. I chose crack cocaine. He was adopted.
So he's adopted right now?
He is. But Amelia, she wasn't born without anything in her system.
Really? Wow.
When she was born, I didn't have a place to take her. I put her with my grandmother. And my grandmother she had her ever since she was a newborn child.
Okay.
My sister put her on me and she told me, she said, Amanda, she said, get yourself together. Grandma's getting old.
Right.
It's time for you to start taking care of yourself.
Yeah. Do you think because of the a lot of the metal plate in your head and the trauma you went through from the accident, you think that kind of have you kind of throwed off or anything?
No, ma'am. I'm not quite sure about it. My mind is just thrown out, but eventually.
I mean, but sometimes trauma to the head, like those football players who go through all that, football playing and stuff, and they kind of throw it off.
Well, hey, even though my sisters told me this, and my right there, you can't see right there. Yeah, cause my stuff right there. Oh, on the phone.
Okay, you fine,
Now, I'm thankful and grateful. I'm blessed and highly favored.
Okay.
I thank Jesus Christ.
So you have the whole time we were walking, you were very into talking about Jesus Christ. What made you get to that point where that Jesus is your foundation?
Because Jesus has never left me, nor forsake me. No person next to me that never say anything to me or get over me. No one will beat me or punch me or do anything to me, touch me, period.
Right.
Jesus Christ loves me, and I'm so thankful and grateful for it all. I can't name not one man that be on that road that walked to me and said anything to me or asked me for anything.
Right. So your sister, your sister mentioned, that your grandmother's getting old and it's,
it's time for you to get yourself together.
So what is your game plan?
Well, I was at Urban Ministry.
You have all your IDs and everything,
yes,
so that's a big deal.
Yes,
that's a big deal.
do.
Okay.
And I was there, and that's my plan to get myself together. They were doing room in the end. It was over the 31st.
Okay. And so everyone had to. So you had a room.
Well, then we go to the church every night.
Okay, so a church have a place for you to
room in the end.
Okay, got you.
You go there, you stay at night, eat dinner and breakfast.
Okay, got you. Okay, got you. So that's your game plan, and then hopefully you work towards getting Amelia back.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, anything else you would like to share? What would you like to tell the city of Charlotte when it comes to the homeless community? Well, let me ask you this before we end. How is it being a woman? Is it extra dangerous being a woman on the streets, or how is it?
Now, one thing that I do claim, and it's something that I will say. Now, it's not dangerous for me. Jesus Christ loves me. He never forsakes me.
Okay.
I'm not one of the women who do like crazy stuff like get high and get stupid, duck.
What are you going to do about your substance use disorder?
Oh, well, my substance abuse?
Yeah, what are you going to do about that? Because you can't get your daughter back until you take care of that.
No, but I know I can't get my daughter back. Okay. And I know that I must do something. And that's my plan.
Right.
That's my goal.
That's good. That's good. I mean, you have a very strong mind. And I think you're underestimating that trauma you've gone through with the accident. I mean, and not just the physical part of it. That was hard on you. That was hard being in a coma and you having to push through and be strong, Have you talked to anyone about that?
That's what I will say.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, he never leaves me.
Okay.
He never forsakes me. He never said, "Come on, it's time to go home. It's time to go to sleep. It's over." He woke me. He said, "Amanda, wake up. Amanda, wake up." He died on the cross for our sins.
Okay.
He loves me.
Yes, he does.
He never leaves me. He never forsakes me. And I love that cross, that necklace. Oh, he died on the cross for our sins.
Yes, he did.
He never looked at us to me to kiss his ass. Excuse my language.
Right.
He's loved me. And I love him.
And I'm sorry, one more question. What made you get to that point where you knew that he loves you? Because you're very firm. That's all you talk about from us walking inside of here. What made you realize that Jesus, even though I'm having a difficult time in my life, that is, what made you know through it all that Jesus Christ loves you?
Through it all? He has his arm wrapped around me.
Yes, he does.
And not one time has I ever got to the point.
Some napkins.
No, I'm fine. I'm not crying.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay, you're fine.
Not one. He never left me. He's never forsaken me, and I know that.
All right.
I know he loves me.
He does.
I know he does.
I love you too.
He never told me to kiss his ass, excuse my language, like the next person. He never looks at me. He always has loved me.
Okay.
And I loved him.